Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Today I want to talk to you about how to enhance your deck. So we get a lot of questions from lots of different sources, mostly on social media, like how do you make your deck look a little bit nicer? Is there a certain way that you do things, doctor? And of course there is. There's different ways that we can make a deck look a certain way, the way we want it, or the way the client make them happy. So if you like this video today, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. All right, so one way to enhance your deck is to add, once the decking's laid, add some fascia to it. So fascia gives it a finished off look. It allows you to cover up all the end grains of all your framing, joists, and that kind of thing. And also, it'll allow you to cap off the end grains of your decking if you're inclined to do so, depending on how you build your deck. So if you follow me or you know how my style of build is, you'll know that I like to cap off all the end grains and all the side grains and everything on the sides of my deck. On this particular deck, we're using a product called AZEK Building Products. It's a white textured, it's called Frontier, and it's a 12-inch wide and it's 5/4 by 12, so it's an inch by 11.5 inches thick. We're using it to wrap the entire face of our decking and our framing. So the deck is out of a 2x10, which is 9.5 inches, and then we have an inch of decking, which is 10.5 inches. So we have an extra inch that we're just letting hang down below that as a little extra. It's not gonna hurt anything to leave that down and let that hang. So we have a piece installed already, and now we're going to finish up the mate piece that's over here, and then we're gonna screw it off, Cortex it, and then we're just gonna keep running more fascia for around the rest of the deck. All right, so what you see here is we have a finished section of the deck, and then we have an unfinished section of the deck. You can see all of the end grains of the deck. The decking has been cut straight, and this is pressure treated lumber. Pressure treated hemlock is what we use in the Pacific Northwest. So basically, we take a waterproof membrane tape called G-tape, and we apply that to the side if we're covering this up with fascia so that the water has a place to drain and it doesn't get the joist all wet continually, or decay, or anything catching on here and collecting in between the boards or anything like that. It'll protect it from any future decay or moisture penetration. So basically, I have this piece of AZEK installed. I'm gonna take this piece and kind of test fit it and make sure I like the fit, which I do very much. I always use stainless steel screws, and we use a lot of this product called Cortex. So what I'm doing is I'm actually putting one screw into the end of the decking and then two more screws into the frame of the deck. And I usually will use a square. I've kind of pre-identified where those need to go. And I'm using a 2.5 inch screw on the top, and then I'm using an 1 5/8 inch screw in the middle and on the bottom, because I don't want these screws, if I use it too long, if I use a screw this long, it'll poke through, and then you'll look up underneath the deck and you'll see all these screws poking out. So we don't want that. And we're also using a special Cortex bit that will help with the depth setting of these screws, because then we're gonna go back and we're gonna put these little matching corks in the siding to cover up our screw holes. So we're actually getting 1 inch of penetration after the Cortex bit sets the depth of the screw. And then all I gotta do is come back and I'll set the height of this. So then we'll go through, now that the board is kind of self-sustaining, I just wanna make sure it's at the right height. And then once I have all those done, I'll go back with my shorter screws and I'll start installing those. And even though we're gonna put a Cortex cork in all these, I'm still gonna lay these out so that they make sense until we get all those installed. So now that we have all of our screws in, before we put in our Cortex plugs, we're gonna strip the protective film off the AZEK. This just protects it and keeps it clean. You can see there's a lot of dust and dirt that might get on this. It's a little tricky to get started. Sometimes I use a blade, try to get the film started. It might take a minute. So I think you guys get the idea. And that's just one way to enhance the look of your deck and give it a little bit of trimmed out, finished look. We'll come back and we're gonna actually trim off these beams a little bit. And you can see where we have tape here, and we're gonna put a little beauty cap on the end of these beams as well to kind of match this nice white AZEK trim that we have going on right here. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Don't forget to like our videos and leave a comment below, and I'll try to answer it as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.